How the tables have turned, my friend. Unbeatable. Hello, good game. Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Milky Smooth version 7, the long and awaited upgrade to one of the most powerful decks in the meta for the last, 3-4 months. We've been tweaking it, we've been playing different variants, testing different things out, and well, we have the version for you guys today. 100% win rate in the video, over 100 games or something, I don't even know, we're gonna go through the stats. A 73% win rate throughout my whole experience this season, from Platinum 4 all the way into the top 30 Mythic, which is really cool. So if you're looking for a deck to climb in best of 1 or best of 3, this is an amazing deck that is set up for both, right? We've got the sideboard for you guys today that we can go through. However, it really does thrive in best of 1. Aggro decks have a hard time in best of 3 because it gives your opponent a chance to sideboard in field wipes, and then they can prioritize their draw hands for those field wipes in games 2 and 3. So that is risky biscuits, but if you like it, I did want to provide that option for you guys today. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, all of the upgrades, and why we've done these changes, right? We'll showcase the deck in the gameplay footage, showcasing all of that, trying to demonstrate it so you guys get a good idea how it's going to function within the Mythic meta, and throughout the process. The games they're the same games, let's be honest. Whether you're a Platinum player, a Diamond player, or a Mythic player, you're playing the same Magic, so don't worry, it's just the time commitment that you have and trying to mitigate those misplays and reduce them, right? So, showcasing that to get you guys out of the gates running, and then we'll wrap up with our final thoughts, deck review, go over the stats of the deck, stuff like this. So buckle up, get ready. Thanks for watching. Make sure to slam the heck out of that thumbs up button. It really does help the channel. Join the community Discord available within the Linktree link in the description below. And now let's take a look at Milky Smooth version 7. Woof. 60 cards, best of 1 standard with the available best of 3 sideboard, which we will go through today for you guys. We do have a 2.2 average mana value with 35 creatures and 2 non-creatures, right? That's a sign of a really nice, healthy aggro deck. We have 23 lands. The lighter average mana value allows us to drop a land and still remain fairly consistent. It's an exile build. We have a ton of exile, whether it be from their hand, from the field, or from their grave, all of which will push up the Stonebinder's Familiar. This is a 1/1, and whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stonebinder Familiar. This ability triggers only once each turn. We have exile through the Portable Hole, 2 mana, artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until the hole leaves the battlefield. This is amazing. It takes a token. The tokens cannot be, brought back into play if the hole is removed. So, the 2/2 wolves, the 2/2 cats, the XX tree folk, gonzo, right? You can deal with them all really nice and easily without the worry of them coming back. And that actually goes for all of our exile today. We have the Brutal Cathar in deck as well. This is a 2/2 for 3, and when it enters the battlefield or transforms back into itself, the Brutal Cathar, exile target creature and opponent controls until this creature leaves the battlefield, right? So this is similar to the Hole, where if it leaves play, they get whatever you've exiled back, which is really nice if you're taking those tokens, because now they don't come back. If you don't cast during your turn, or if your opponent doesn't cast during their turn, it will become night, transforming it into the Moonrage Brute, a 3/3 with first strike, ward, pay 3 life. That in itself is so good in an aggro deck. That last 3 damage might make the difference, and this is going to help you get there. If you double cast on top of the Brute, it changes it back to daytime, allowing you to take another one of their creatures. Really good value through the Brutal Cathar if you can continually flip it late game. Try to play it late game so none of their removal hits it. Draw out their removal on all of your other stuff, and then it's like, okay, you have no hand. Let's start this day-night cycle up and take all of your baddies, bruh. We have the Elite Spellbinder. This is exiling from their hand, so a little bit different. Still a 3-drop. It's a 3/1 with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand. You may exile a non-land card from it, and as long as it remains exiled, they may still play it with the additional cost of 2 manners, which is pretty good. Taking the Lulse, taking the Blood on the Snows, the Meat Hooks, anything that is going to deal with you. Get it out of here, right? You have to pay more to play that now, please. Moving on, still within our exile, we have the Skyclave Apparition, 3 mana, 2/2 when it enters play. Non-land, non-token mana, or non-land permanent, sorry, with mana value 4 or less. So non-token, non-land, 4 or less mana, snag that. If they deal with the Skyclave, it will give them a blue XX illusion where X is equal to that card's mana that was exiled, which is pretty cool, right? So they're not actually getting that permanent back, which is super helpful. So if your opponent plays a Brutal Cathar on you, make sure to use your Skyclave to take their Brutal Cathar, because you're going to get your things back. And then if they deal with your Skyclave, they're just getting that 3/3 illusion, which is really, really, really good. We also have the Sun Gold Sentinel for 2 mana. This is a 3/2, and whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. This is cool because we can take things with flashback. We can also take those annoying spells that Liar wants to recast as well. So get those all out of there, and it's going to be pushing up the Stonebinder Familiar, just like all of the other exile, which we have in the main board. Moving on, we do have 2 copies of Redain God of the Worthy, Valkyria Protector's Shield. God is in for 3 mana as a 2/3 with flying and vigilance. Snow lands our opponent plays will enter tapped, and the non-creature spells they'll play will cost 2 more of 4 or more mana value. So 4s go to 6 and so on and so forth, right? So this is really good. You know, we're pushing out those planeswalkers. We're pushing out the field wipes, Blood on the Snows. The Hook is more expensive now as well. It can make or break the matchups against the turns deck, right? So very, very good card, but we do like to just be consistent with the aggro, and that's why we're relying on Adeline Resplendent Cathar for 3 mana. Its power is equal to the number of creatures we control. It's a 4 toughness with vigilance, and whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 human creature token that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker that they control, right? So really, really good stuff here, making that 1/1 every time you attack. So it comes in, it's a great defender. You can push it up against mono green. They're absolutely screwed because they can't deal with it if it gets big enough, which I absolutely love. There is a weird interaction in the mirror match if your opponent has the Intrepid Adversary. Bad news bears. Adversary. LOL. But when you're attacking, it makes that 1/1, and they can just defend with the 4/2 lifelink. So you have to be careful in the mirror match not to play your Adeline if they have a buffed up Intrepid. With that out of the way, we like to combo it with our own Intrepid Adversary. 2 mana, 3/1 with lifelink. You can pay 2 any number of times to put Valor counters on it, and then each of your other creatures get a +1/+1 for each Valor counter on it, which is sick. Not even each of your other creatures, all of your creatures, including the Adversary. And like I said, if they have their own Adeline, you just keep this in defensive position, and the 1/1 attacks right into it. You say thank you very much for the free life, and you continue on your journey, making it stronger every turn with Luminarch Aspirant in the aggro matchups, right? If they're an aggro deck, just gain more life than them and you'll win. It's as easy as that. And this goes, within all of the cards in the deck. At the beginning of your combat, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It's a 1/1 for 2, right? This counter can go anywhere, whether it be on the Intrepid for lifelink or on the Flyers because they have evasion. You just want to smash through, or you're trying to push up and have a nice defender, something like Adeline, right? Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Aggro creature within Usher of the Fallen. It's a 2/1. It can boast for 2 to create that 1/1, which again can be pushed up by Intrepid, which is really nice. And the Legion Angel, right? I think this is the last creature card in the deck. A 4/3 with flying. It enters the battlefield, revealing another Legion Angel from our sideboard, putting it into our hand. So good. This is basically a lottery card, and the fact that it draws itself again is amazing. It's going to eat up all of their removal. You can just keep playing, right? So into our sideboard, of course, we have to have the Legion Angels in the best of 1 portion of our sideboard, and then the other cards we have here are, they don't matter. We're not accessing them in best of 1. They're there for the best of 3, right? So the whole is good against the creature decks or the token decks. The Paladin class is good against the turns deck. Any deck that's looking to interact with you on your own turn, right? They're holding up their mana. So like if they're holding up blue, they're holding up red, they're holding up black, stuff like that. And this will make all of those things more expensive and incentivize them to cast on their own turn, okay? The Legion Angel is there for itself as always. You don't have to worry about that. The hole is here if it is a creature-based deck with lots of exile, specifically mono green, right? I love to take out that pack leader with the hole. It's a 3/3 that they're looking to utilize with a Blizzard Ball after. Just no creatures, no creatures, no creatures against mono green. Even the mirror match, it's really nice to take the Luminarch Aspirant or the Intrepids. The Brutal Cathar, again, if it's a creature-based matchup, pile them in there. There are mono green matchups, mono white matchups that you'll see. You know, there's Gruul Werewolves, Boros. We can go through those matchups at the end of the video. But any creature-based deck, get the Cathar in there. It is so good. Maya's in studio, but she's in the way. Get out of here, Miss Maya. You're wrecking the video. And then Guardian of Faith. 4 copies of this. It's a 3 mana, 3/2 with Flash and Vigilance. When it enters play, phase out any number of other creatures you control, which is really good. So, you know, Blood on the Snow, the Meat Hook, Cinderclad. There's so many field wipes right now that just paralyze this deck. Well, not with the Guardian of Faith. Everybody's protected. Guardian may die, and then, you know, we're right back to where we were, not only attacking with our Faceless Haven, which we have 4 of in the deck as a 4/3, but now we have all those other creatures as well, which is really, really nice. And then there's just another copy of Skyclave Apparition, right? So utilizing this, if they have those creatures, the pesky non-land permanents, we don't really like it a ton if they have removal, but it's all right. You know what I mean? If they have Brutal Cathars, then we take our Skyclaves, right? Because then they're not getting their Cathar back. Really, really good stuff here. So that's kind of the general sideboard strategy. It's not so specific for each of the different decks. It's more of each of the different archetypes, whether it's a control deck or another aggro deck, right? We don't see too many mid-range decks, but it's similar, in which case you'll be using the Paladin class and Guardian because they have field wipes, or they just are running, big creatures. In that case, you're running the Cathar and stuff. So you'll learn how to play best of 3 through experience. It is a lot of fun to take a break from best of 1 sometimes and check that out, but I bet you'll be back. It can be frustrating, and sometimes the games are a lot longer, and when you're playing 3 matches to get 2 ranks, it's not necessarily super effective to rank up for your time commitment, right? If you do have a set of time and you want to get so far, best of 1 may be better, unless you're playing that control deck. I do really think that aggro is better in best of 1, and best of 3 is more suited to a control or mid-range build, but what do I know, right? So this was the deck, 73% win rate over, so many matches. We'll touch on that at the end of the video. And I think today we went undefeated, which is really cool. Just cutting through Mythic rank, which is nice. So if you're looking to rank up, check this deck out. Like the video, support the channel, maybe become a Patreon, join the community Discord, available within the link tree in the description below. And now me and Maya are gonna play some Magic. Buckle up, you guys, let's go. Our opponent goes first, and our land is unacceptable. We can't keep 2 Faceless Havens ever. So we throw that away. This looks better. We have a turn 1. We have removal. Nothing until turn 3, and we need the land to do it. What do we throw away? Probably the Legion Angel. So expensive at 4. It's the furthest out. We can't play it in the near future. It is a very good card, and watch us curve right into 4-2. Always. But hey, you know what? If I'm going to tempt Karma to show me up, what better way to do it, right? Oh, I'm going to draw all my lands. Well, you say this now, right? You want to get 4. You don't want to get any more than that. So let's just play in. We can hit for 1. We'll end our turn. Haven's out next. This is our least favorite deck to play against. Walrus Disruption is up. So let's just hit for 1. Throw another Pooch out on the porch. And we'll see how that goes. They take the turn off for an iteration, which is, I mean, not really taking the turn off, but gives us a little wiggle room. But also probably gives them the answer that they're looking for as well. So we're still facing down Walrus Disruption. They lose a divide by 0. It could also be 3 damage. It's not. We get the hit down to 12. Attacking with the Faceless Haven. I don't really want to play everything into the field, as they probably just have a field wipe, so I'd rather take that 4 damage. Right to the Lyre. Holy Toledos. So we just snaggle daggle. But they're going to deal with this. We know that. Push the dogs up, which is nice. Hit for 4. Down to 8. They don't have anything good in their grave to replay. But they have to wipe the field here. They have to pay 3 life also to target this now. Let's throw out the Haven. And they're going to deal 4 damage to our field. We're 1 damage shy without the Haven, so we have to go for it. Oh, no. Okay. So they pay 3 life. They get the Lyre back. And they learn. Do they block the dog, or do they lose their Lyre with the Haven? We do have a second Haven, which might help us. They're going down to 1, taking the dog. And they will untap with a divide by 0. And it's a 5-drop. Start from scratch, can kill the dog. And they can hold up divide by 0, which actually cannot hit the Haven, right? It's non-land. Spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater, and land doesn't have a mana value typically, so they can't bounce the Haven. It will need to be something else. They're down to 3 available mana. They spend it on the dog. Good game. It's so risky biscuits when the Lyre's out there. And we go from 169 up to 73. I would have liked that perfect 100 rank gap, but it is what it is. And yeah, let's see if we can get some more matches. Going first with some 1-drops. This is a lot of land in hand. I hope we don't draw any more. Let's go for it. Having the Haven in hand is nice. At least it's not just 4 snow-covered plains. This is a Rakdos build at the very best. I'm scared. This Cathar's cool, but we need to save it until we know they're out of everything removal-based, because there's Destroy, there's Exile, there's damage-based removal, so... Red and black. Oh, it's Grixis. So this is probably another Lyre deck. Let's hit first for 2. Bind into their hand. Steal their Cinderclasm, I guess, right? The only thing they can play right now Is this Fading Hope? Is that enough wiggle room for us? If they don't get an untapped land... Oh, they do! Shoot, that was the wrong pick for us, laddie lads. That's what it is. That's not a... Well, this is a red land. You jerk. Let's go for it. They liar. We need the Cathar for that. What are they using for 2 mana on an iteration? Oh, nice. Okay. Nice top deck. Nice. It's a brutal! Usher out. They are down to 10. Taking 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 2 mana. They'll probably have 3. Which is the bounce, Fading Hope. They're going to bounce the Haven because they can do that. But they should have done it before the attack because now we can tap during combat and boast with the mana. It's a little bit of an oopsie whoopsie there. I'll pick the free 1/1. Only hitting for 3. Playing the land. They're gaining life here. That's kind of annoying. And they could still beat us here. Like, we're not free and clear. We potentially have lethal, but ooh woof. Ooh woof. Oh my gosh. This is good news. And now we just need them to pull 3 land, right? Which they definitely did. Four mana available. Our turn. Land out. Haven out. They should deal with it now. They made the mistake last time. They don't. We swing. Dang. Hit for 4. Star in play. It is also nightbound, so they can't target it. Which is surprisingly good. You know what I mean? That's pretty good in this situation here. Really, really good. So they need to deal with the Faceless Haven next turn and somehow deal with the Brute. Okay, they change it to daytime. Smart. This is good for them. That did cost 3 mana, though. They're down to 3. Oh, but we go back to nighttime. They gain life up to 6, which is good as well. Cycling through their deck fairly effectively. Let's try to take it. We can still Sentinel. Yes! Woohoo! Rank 41. Easy peasy, right? And we're beating one of the hardest matches back to back. Man, this Grixis Liar deck is so friggin' good. On the Drizzaw against some type of shenanigans. There's no way there's a Goblin deck in top 50. Okay, Boros aggro. This makes sense. Angel Fire Ignition is such a good card. I hope we don't see it. I hope we don't see it. Leave us alone. And tapped is nice. No blocks. Oh, you dog. Let's see what's in that hand skis. Oh, really? It's annoying, and I hate it. We do have double exile. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Because the Luminarch Aspirant's a 4/4 next turn, so let's just hold on. Nice. You dog. You are an absolute dog. So that resets the counters on it. The Skyclave Apparition is so good on the Brutal Cathar because they don't get it back, right? They just get a token. We get our Jazz back, which is fairly handy. And I guess let's have the Usher go to 3 to kill the Reckless Stormseeker. This is good. I mean, a 4/1. Maybe we should have put it on the Luminar, because it still would have traded. I was expecting to have to kill the 3/3. This should be nice, though. Start dumping that in. And if we're playing the damage roll, let's go. We can hit for 3 here, down to 30. They have a ton of life. They have twice as much as we do. Uh-oh. We're gonna need to make a comeback here. They're strapped for mana. You know what I mean? That's fine by me. No blocks. We take it down to 10. That's fine. Ooh. This is typically bad against a picked Intrepid, but fairly acceptable here, in my opinion. Gaining a bunch of life, and we're swinging for like 11. Up to 16. This is nice. We have the 5/5 to defend. Moonveil comes out, or the Luminarch. It's the Moonveil, hey? And it swings. Moonveil swings, baby. Or not. Hey, what do I know, right? Let's keep that Cathar in case they pull removal. Right, just get in there, you know what I mean? Just get in there, mate. Big swing. They've got a ton of life. Did they sack the Moonveil to the Skyclave, or did they double block the Skyclave? Okay. I mean, I'm allowing this. We get both of those. They get a 3/3 token. I'll allow it. We have that 6/6. We're at 24 life. They're down to 12. How the tables have turned, my friend. Unbeatable. Number 32, right? You guys, this is higher than I was when I reached Mythic the first time. Just play these mono white cards, turn them sideways, and just climb that rank. We'll go over our stats here really quick to wrap up because the deck absolutely slaps, right? So this is Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant. You can download it for free in my link tree. It has a ton of stuff in it, you guys. This is a must-have if you love to play Magic the Gathering Arena. Available to everybody on Windows, no mobile or Mac support yet. #Sag. But every download will support me, and you know what greater way to do so for free. So into our collection, or our stats, I guess. Boop, boop, boop. No decks. We are using Wolf at a 73% win rate, you guys. Absolutely hosing the meta. We're set up to play in best of 1 with the deck and best of 3. It's aligned, so the Angels will be presentable within that best of 1 sideboard, which is one thing that, you know, some people forget about. But the deck is so good. You know, we have such a nice win rate on the play, even on the draw, which is like insane. Typically on the play, our win rate should be higher, but we're actually almost at 80% on the draw. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. And we've been absolutely killing it through a ton of matches. So the sample size here is really, really good. Today's video, 100% win rate, but in general, a 73% win rate for you guys. And we finished in the you know, like the top 30 basically, which is pretty cool. Climbing from 169 to 32. Whew. Let's wrap up, take a final look-sees at the deck. Woof. Dogs don't drink milk. I think they actually do. All mammals, I'm pretty sure, drink milk. LOL. Adeline is an absolute beast when combined with Intrepid Adversary. Woof. The fact that it can make a 2/2 is so good, and you can stack those up. It can become a 3/3 that you're getting every turn. Combining the ability to go really wide with the evasion of the flyers and the unblockability of the Sun Gold Sentinel is combined almost too much to handle for most decks, which is really cool. I want to show you guys which matchups were the hardest for us, so we'll go back into our stats here. Surprisingly, Mono Black, you know, we absolutely tore up, and Mono Black is, I felt, one of the harder matchups because Lolth, there's Blood on the Snow, there's Meathook, there's a lot of terrible stuff in those Mono Black games, but if you can get Redano, you know, you can try to push those cards out with the Spellbinder, you know, maybe you get away with Murder here, which apparently we did. And then Mono Red, you know, I'm so sorry, we have so much life gain in the deck that it's just, it's hard not to win those ones. However, on the other side of the spectrum, the Azorius Control, oh, Doomscar, 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 right? They get you so badly, and then, you know, Esper Control is basically the same thing, you know, just worse. And then, you know, we get into that Azorius Blood Money mid-range deck, which is, it's good. Loath and Blood on the Snow are hard to beat. And then, you know, we kind of are breaking into that 50% win rate, which is acceptable. So, you know, the deck does struggle against a couple archetypes, primarily the field wipes. A lot of this was in best of 1, and you'd be utilizing that Guardian of Faith to get around those field wipes if you could be so lucky. So that's the deck. Again, 73% win rate. We're actually crushing it, which is nice to see. And yeah, super excited to showcase this deck to you guys. Support the channel. Thumbs up on the video. Join the community Discord. Stuff like that. Maybe become a Patreon. Who knows? But most importantly, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.